And welcome everyone on Friday, December 20th, 2024 to another edition of Real Talk. I'm Adam and joined tonight is... Who's with me tonight?
Devo and Bullfrog Freeman.
Yes. And we are here going to be talking about the movie Problem Child. And you all had never seen this movie before, had you?
No.
Never.
No, I suggested it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And Jeremiah, you said you had never heard of the movie, right?
Never heard of it.
No, like, I'd heard only of Problem Child 1, but we talked about how I'd never heard of Problem Child 2.
Right. Okay.
So,
Okay, I'm very excited to see.
Oh, there's a part 2?
Yeah, there is.
No.
Yeah, with the girl.
Oh, we might have to
It's
do
him
that.
and the girl. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm very excited to see what you all think about the movie tonight. Before we get started, please go to all the social media. That's the Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, The Other People Show. And now we're to the point where the page is actually making some money due to the show and such. So thank you guys for doing that, and thank you all for listening out there
It's
as
all
well.
of us, dude.
Yeah, it's
all
a cool thing. So you all had never seen. Had you seen anything about it, David?
no, just some posters.
Okay.
Like, we'd like maybe some stuff online, some, like pictures.
Okay.
Like, I think just posters, like maybe DVD covers.
Like the one I posted. Have you seen those? Okay.
That was the first thing I'd ever seen where it looked like that chick was grabbing the kid by the legs or whatever.
Now that poster is which is the song on the YouTube channel right here. Bad to the Bone is on the soundtrack. That is a spoof of the Steve Martin movie Parenthood. Because if you look at the Parenthood poster, Steve Martin's holding his kids upside down like that, and here Junior is doing the same thing. So for you all that don't know, the movie is about a young boy, a 7-year-old boy, who is short of being a monster. He's adopted by a loving man and his wacky wife. And that's basically the premise of this movie. He's an adopted kid. He's been through, what, 31 families?
Yeah, this is his 31st family, yeah.
And he's as mean as can be. You know,
yeah, like the first family he got adopted into, like in the movie. I'm not going to say it's the first family he got adopted into, but like she's like, who could abandon such a beautiful young boy? And then he proceeds to urinate in her face,
right in her face, right in her face.
What I don't understand, like, who was that woman at the beginning? Like,
she looked familiar.
Be his original. No, I'm talking about the first woman carrying him, dropping him off. You know,
okay.
Originally had to have been his mother.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
and if you notice, each time he goes to like a different house, like the first house she takes him to is like a big mansion.
Yeah.
And then the next time,
it's like lower income.
yes, every single time. And then the last one, well, not the last one, but one of the last ones of the opening, it's like a little mobile home.
Yeah.
And then he bulldozes it down.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And this movie, and this surprised me, this is a PG-rated movie. It's a PG-rated movie.
Yeah.
PG-rated movie with the little kids.
Oh no.
Yes. Yes. Hey, I mean, when I rewatch, now I've seen this a couple times before.
There's no way we would be able to get away with what they did.
No.
On this
No, not at all.
No way.
Like,
There's no way we could have got a Dozic. We wouldn't have knew how to run it.
But what they pulled off in that show, all those cuss words, we could not get away with.
No.
On this show.
No.
And even the scenario, because at one point, and we'll get into it a little bit later, but at one point, Junior, pretty much assaults every baseball player with a baseball bat.
He does. Rounding the bases, dude.
But they do it in such a joking manner.
Yeah.
When in reality, like, it's a serious, because this is actually a true story. My sister got hit with a wooden baseball bat when she was about, I think she was about 13, and she had to have brain surgery and almost died. And then here Junior is, they've made fun of that kind of a scenario, but in the context of the movie, it makes sense that Junior would do this kind of thing.
Yeah, it
and
does.
it's not taken for serious, but I don't even know if you could get away with that scenario today.
No, I don't think.
Because I mean, he hits at least the first baseman, second baseman, third baseman, and then hits the catcher in the crotch. So that's at least 4 people with the baseball bat.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but But yeah, this director, and I didn't know this either, was by a director named Dennis Dugan. And I don't know if you all know his names.
Yes, I know Dennis Dugan. Doesn't he do a lot of Adam Sandler movies?
Yes, and I was looking at some of the ones. Yes. So he did Problem Child, his first movie.
So check this out. Dennis Dugan's also like another Stan Lee. He likes to do cameos in all Adam Sandler's movies.
Very true. Yes, he does. So some of the movies that Dennis Dugan has directed is Problem Child, Brain Donors, Happy Gilmore, Beverly Hills Ninja, Big Daddy, Saving Silverman, National Security, The Benchwarmers, I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry,
Wow.
You Don't Mess with the Zohan, Grown Ups, Just Go With It, Jack and Jill, and Grown Ups 2.
Yes, How do you have a better itinerary than that, man? I mean, like, you don't have a better...
And he's not like a name everyone knows either, but the movies, you've probably heard of 90% of, 95% of those movies.
Oh, yeah.
And,
crazy.
And I've actually seen every movie on the list except Grown Ups 2 I haven't seen.
Look, that honestly, I like the Grown Ups 2 better than Grown Ups 1. It's got
most people do.
Nick Swartzen in it.
Right.
And he plays just this wackadoo character, man. Just absolutely like off the rails. Just like literally one scene he goes in and just like he goes into a store like
let's continue there for a second.
Yeah,
I'm gonna move this.
But yeah, no, he goes into a Kmart and they've got like displays kind of like IKEA and stuff like that, and he goes in and basically just uses the bathroom in one of the toilets. and then what he proceeds to do is like get naked and lay down in one of the beds.
Yep.
So that's in Grown Ups too?
Yeah, and then when he gets woken up by some dude, he's like, "Okay, Grandma, God, you don't have to be so mean. I love you."
That's hilarious. I'm gonna have to watch that one.
To like use the bathroom in one of the toilets.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to be have to check that one out. Now, I wish I'd have made the list of this, but this has a good cast. But the names, I listened to a review earlier, or kind of not just a review, but kind of about the movie as well. And there were like 8 other actors that were going to play Ben Jr.
Yeah.
Oliver's dad, Junior's dad. And some of the names, like, I couldn't even believe, like, Chevy Chase was one of the names.
Wow.
Richard Dreyfuss was one of the names. John Ritter was one of the last people on the list.
What the
And because they didn't think he was a big enough name to be in the movie.
Yeah.
And
sadly mistaken.
Because he actually does a really good job in this movie. And in my opinion, he really is the only likable character in the entire movie.
He really is. I mean, everybody else is just like selfish or just
mean, hateful about themselves.
$$ holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you've got you got Junior, and then in reality, I mean, he does do some mean things, but a lot of the mean things he does, I don't think he would have done them if he wouldn't have been provoked by other people.
Exactly.
Because the nuns made fun of him, put him down all the time. The girl at the birthday party, she was mean to him.
Shamed him. Yep.
And she was whiny too. She was a very whiny.
Oh yeah, she was just a spoiled brat, dude.
Like literally the first interaction she has, she's like, "Ew." Like,
yes.
I get to choose who comes to my party.
Yeah, no, she's basically like, he wasn't here yesterday, and now he's big, 7 and big. Ew,
that's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as when I saw that again, I remembered that because I didn't like that little girl when I watched the movie as a kid. And I still didn't like her. I was like, she gets what she deserves. Everything she gets, she deserves.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then even the people at the camping trip, they get what they deserve.
Oh, absolutely.
So, everything in Ben Sr., Big Ben, I mean, he calls him Satan the first time he sees him.
the first time he seen him. You all just adopted Satan.
So, he kind of gets what he deserves as well. So, and then the people in the baseball field, they make fun of him. Mm-hmm. They start saying "son of dork," "son of dork."
Yep.
And so therefore, and another funny part though, when that goes on, he when he hits home plate, he starts yelling "touchdown!"
touchdown!
Yeah, after he's like in the bases with the baseball bat, something me and Jeremy always wanted to do growing up.
Heck yeah, dude. We was always hitting touchdowns in baseball.
Yeah.
Can't hit a touchdown.
So we've got John Ritter as Ben Jr. We've got Michael Oliver as Jr. And he only starred in this movie and Problem Child 2. And then a few
That was
commercials
it?
before this. And that was it. That was
Wow.
it. Jack Warden as Big Ben.
Well, honestly, I can imagine why. Because, there had to have been better child acting. The Problem Child 1 was 1990.
Yeah.
So, there had to have been better child. Because, like, his dialogue, the way he talked, it just sounded too forced.
Yeah. And Macaulay Culkin actually auditioned for this role. And that kid, Michael Oliver, actually auditioned for Home Alone.
Wow.
So,
That's a mix-up.
it could have been...
Opposite.
Yeah, it could have been opposite. Jack Warden, he plays Big Ben. Now, he wasn't originally going to be in the movie, but Dennis Dugan offered him half of his salary if he would be in the movie. And Jack Warden was so touched by that generosity that he starred in the movie but didn't take half of his salary. He was like, no, I'll be in the movie.
Wow.
Gilbert Godfrey, and everybody probably knows
Yep.
him. He's
Mr. Peabody.
Mr.
or
Peabody. Amy Yazbek as Flo, who happened to marry John Ritter 9 years later.
It would have been funny if they had a
Holy
character
monkey.
here named Sherman.
Yeah. And then you've got Michael Richards as Martin Beck, also known as the Bow Tie Killer.
Yeah. Oh, the bow tie killer, dude. He was good. He was really quiet through, like, you seen him at the beginning of the movie whenever the kid was talking about him or watching him on the news or something.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, like, dude, you don't hear about this guy for probably a good 3/4 of the movie, and then he just pops back up again.
Only
and
the
you're
last
like,
third
oh,
of the
yeah,
movie.
I
Only
forgot
in Act
about
3.
him.
He's in one of the
Yeah.
very first scenes when Junior goes up, turns on the TV at the
Yeah.
nuns, and then he pen pals him, and then it shows that scene where the Bow Tie Killer breaks out of jail,
Yeah.
and then not any much really until
Nothing.
mainly the end of it.
Yeah, pretty much till the end.
And I
When he
noticed
kidnaps the kid.
Now, Christopher Lloyd was originally wanted to play. He was going to play the Bow Tie Killer,
Yeah.
but he was filming Back to the Future Part 3.
Wow, okay.
So a few years later, there was a movie called Dennis the Menace.
Yeah.
And have you all watched that one before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Christopher Lloyd plays a similar type bad guy in Dennis the Menace. If you think about it, he plays that guy. What is he? I guess he's like a homeless. I don't know if he's homeless, but he's that guy that comes around. He's making a campfire and he farts out those beans. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's a very similar character as the Bow Tie Killer.
Same person.
That's like, that gives off very like Western joke.
Yeah.
He's sitting around a campfire eating beans farting.
And I actually think Dennis the Menace is a pretty funny movie.
It is. It's
Like,
very
it's-
good.
Like when he messes up Mr. Wilson's flower that's about to bloom and everything.
Uh-huh.
So, and then
Well,
he has those
he
chiclet
had to
teeth.
have, though. I mean,
Yeah, he
he
did.
was supposed to have. You knew that as soon as dude mentioned not to mess his beans up.
You know that's the first thing that's going to happen.
Yep.
So as we said, the role of Junior was originally meant for Macaulay Culkin. Macaulay Culkin would go to play a devilish kid in the movie The Good Son.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever watched The Good Son before?
I don't think so.
Have you, David? Have you heard of it?
What is it?
The
The
Good,
Good
Son.
Son?
It's Macaulay Culkin. It's him and Elijah Wood.
Oh no.
Have you heard of it
Oh,
before?
Elijah Wood.
No.
No.
I'm not
So
familiar with
this is
Macaulay
Macaulay
Culkin.
Culkin's only bad. Like he's the bad. His mother gets killed, and so he goes to live with his cousin. And then, Macaulay Culkin's character does bad things throughout the movie. Like you get the sense that he's like, he smokes cigarettes and hides them. He pushes a little girl into like this ice skating rink, but he pushes her into like a point where like the ice would melt. It's like a place you're not supposed to go.
Yeah.
He causes this huge 22-mile traffic jam. So he does these bad things.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty decent movie. And I didn't know this this is probably the fourth or fifth time I've seen this movie, but Junior and Flo never have any conversation or dialogue with one another. Now, Flo says things to Junior, and Junior says things to Flo, but they never talk back and forth.
Nope,
they
they
never
don't.
answer one another.
That's wild. I just now realized that.
I didn't realize it until I
They
rewatched
really
it
don't
today.
conversate at all.
No.
The whole movie.
And really, if you think about it, she conversates with her husband Ben.
Ben, yeah.
But she's mainly about herself.
Yeah,
Everything
that's all
she
it
does.
is. That everything that she does, she's just selfish and wants, she wants to have a kid of her own, really. But she's kind of being selfish in a way that, like, she wants even when she was, accepting to adopt a kid.
Yeah.
She wanted to adopt a kid to where it looked like they had the kid.
Yes.
And didn't have like a 7-8-year-old kid.
Because all she wanted was like to be accepted by the neighborhood. We got a shout out by Cameron. Is it Cameron?
Hey, Cam.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
And Lana as well. So we got some
Hey,
people
guys.
on there. But she's only about getting the new dresses.
Yeah.
She, the shoes.
and
Wants to go
That's all
to
she
the
cared
parties.
about.
Wants to go to dinners.
She does not.
Well, how can we have a kid that's 7 years old and we can't show up to a party?
Yeah.
That's, I don't know, man. That's just selfish behavior.
Because
She got what came
at least
to her,
Ben
though,
says
you know?
things like, we can teach him things and we can love him.
Yeah.
And he wants to go camping, but Flo.
I mean, essentially, that's what ends up turning it. Turning the little boy because he like.
Yeah. He was getting abandoned again, going
Yep.
through the same thing he's been through 30
there-
times.
Yeah, and there his 31st dad is.
And I think what really turned him around, if you think about it, Ben was ready to give up like everyone else. He goes in the room. He's kind of had his breakdown.
Yeah.
He, throws something out the window. He throws a few toys or something out the window.
Yeah.
He's going through those drawings, ones of like Big Ben. He's like a monster.
And he was like, oh, he really did love
Because
me.
he was the only one
Yeah.
Junior drew. Junior should be an artist.
He should. He
If
was a
he's drawing this
pretty
stuff
good artist,
at
man. I
7
can't
years
draw
old?
like that. Not at 7,
No.
bro.
I was like,
Not
that's
with no crayons.
Junior would have done well, like when you go like to the beach or somebody and they draw those like, what are those caricatures things?
Oh, characters.
yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah,
he would have done well at that.
yeah.
Contrary to his most known character, Michael Oliver was not a problem child at all. He was a very laid-back child and very intelligent. And I did
Agreed.
some research on him, and he's happy that he just did these 2 movies and went out. I don't know what he does now, but he seems to have done all right. I don't think he's
Probably
following
whatever he wants. Man.
whatever he
He's
wants.
probably made more money than we'll ever dream about making.
Yeah, yeah. And during the production, both John Ritter and Gilbert Gottfried were allowed to ad-lib, making Universal complain to Dennis Dugan for shooting too much footage of Gilbert Gottfried's scenes. And
It's Gilbert Gottfried.
yeah.
I tried to get him in every scene I could, dude.
now, have you all ever heard Gilbert Gottfried speak not in that voice?
Oh, I thought that was his real voice.
No.
No, I did
it's
not know that.
Yeah.
Heck,
Have
no.
you heard him?
No,
So
like I'm pretty sure
he never did it in public.
He absolutely turns that on TV.
What?
Like he never turns it off on TV. Like,
No.
Y'all kidding?
Howard
Right,
Stern once played an answering machine message from Gilbert Gottfried speaking in his normal voice. That's the only time I've ever heard it. It's on YouTube. You can check it out and listen. But I mean, you can tell it's him, but it's nothing like.
How does he talk like that?
That would hurt your throat, wouldn't it?
I don't get it, man.
Like that seemed to. And how did he figure out let me do this voice? Why did he choose that voice?
Really, I know, dude.
Because
Sounds
that's
like
like
he's got
a-
a Pop-Tart stuck in his throat
Yeah,
or something.
But he does it like David said, like you all said, like every single thing I've ever seen him in. He's
That's
done that
all he
voice.
talks in. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, literally.
This
Wow.
movie cost $11 million. It made 53.4 in
Whoa.
America and 72.2 worldwide,
Wow.
which
Really
was
good
the
percentage.
biggest
Wow.
hit that Universal Studios had that summer.
That's good money.
But the Rotten Tomatoes score is the lowest that we've ever dealt with. It had
What?
a 0.
No.
A 0.
No, dude. Come on. Ain't nobody watching.
Not one critic
Rotten
liked
Tomatoes
this
just
movie.
rotten.
Bull crap.
And,
Yeah, they are Rotten Tomatoes.
they are.
Man.
And then it has an audience score of 42 and IMDb of 5.5.
Rotten Tomato, they give you a score. If you get a 0, it's the better you are.
Yeah. Because I was noticing, like, this movie is the lowest that we've ever reviewed on the show.
That is.
And I couldn't believe it was a 0. I couldn't believe it was a 0. And the only reason that I could think is maybe that they thought it was more of a kid movie, because this is not really a kid movie exactly.
I mean, I guess, but damn, yeah,
That's fine.
like you can't just when you're watching movies, dude. You can't be biased. Like, oh well, I want an adult movie.
No,
you've got to. If you think this movie's good for kids, then give it a thumbs up, man. I mean, even if you don't like it, if you think kids do, then whatever, dude. Like, why do you have to give it a low score like that just because you don't like it?
So did you all watch it? You all watched it today? Okay.
Yeah.
And
just right before it came.
Okay, I watched it this morning, and I was going to watch it last night, but I was like, I want fresh eyes on this. It's been about, maybe 10 years since I've watched it, and so when I watched it, it was just like probably like movies that you all had seen a lot. I could even hear the dialogue, and I knew exactly. I was like, I remember that little bratty girl. I remember all the things that Junior did. I was like, I remember that. I remember when
riding to the bow tie killer or whatever it is.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
I remember when he's like, "Look, a clown! Look, a fist!" and he punches him in the face. My mom and I rented a quick story. We rented that movie VHS one time, and we rewound that clown part when he punches the clown at least 5 or 6 times.
That was funny.
So this morning when I was watching it, I went in there and I showed her. I was like, "Do you remember this scene?" And she said, "Yeah." And she quoted it back. But it was fun going back and watching it. So what did you all think this being your first time watching it?
It was a very good movie.
Was it what you expected?
Instant classic for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really funny.
So you all didn't watch the preview for it or anything before today?
No.
Nope.
So
No trailer,
was it
nothing.
what you expected?
No, I thought it was going to be way worse looking at the poster.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because like the poster with like him holding his parents by the ankles, I thought he was literally gonna be like some demon spawn.
Same
Okay.
here, dude. Same
Okay.
here.
Like, and at the beginning, whenever it shows him like pouring like all the laundry detergent in the cat's water, and the cat,
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna like show him the cat dying.
Okay.
It was gonna show him like doing some like crazy stuff to like the cat.
So you thought he was going to be meaner than he was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thought he was going to be Satan's son.
Okay.
Like demon spawn.
Did you think it
man.
was going to be serious?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I thought it was going to be
Oh,
way
you all
more
thought it was
serious. I thought the
serious?
devil was going to get involved in this and everything,
Oh!
man. As
so
soon
you
as
all
the
thought this
opening
was a
of the
serious
movie.
movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Dude, like David was saying, as soon as he poured the detergent into that cat's water, dude,
I thought
I
his
was like,
eyeballs were
oh,
gonna
he's
start
demon
bleeding.
spawn.
Oh my, that is hilarious.
Cat's going to start foaming at the mouth. He's going to start foaming at the mouth, and the preacher's going to come in and have to do an exorcism. It even shows his dad reading a book at one point that said Exorcist
Yeah.
on it.
So you all went into this movie thinking it was a serious
Yeah,
movie.
absolutely. Well, from the first scene, yeah.
Oh, that's
We didn't watch no trailers or nothing, bro.
No.
that
Nothing.
makes it even better. So how far along?
About 30 minutes. I was like, ain't gonna be
Yeah.
no devil in this.
Oh, this is
Yeah, no, well-
hilarious.
His kid's just a butthole, man.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm so glad you all didn't know.
Well, for me, I knew.
Hey,
you know,
Ariana.
I kindly figured,
Oh,
it
that
wasn't
makes
gonna be
me laugh.
too. I thought it was gonna be like a little serious, but not too awful serious.
Yeah.
And once I seen in the credits, it said Gilbert Gottfried.
Okay.
Yeah. No, this ain't gonna be too serious.
Oh, that's.
But I mean, I definitely thought there was gonna be like some animals dying or like
Oh,
yeah.
some like people disappearing or something.
Oh, the cat definitely died if it ate that water.
Oh.
Drank
Dude,
that
no, all
water.
it did was freaking blew out bubbles. The next thing you know, you see the goldfish. What did he do
Oh
to that
yeah,
goldfish?
what did he do to that goldfish? It never showed that.
I'd say suck it up in a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, he put the vacuum in there, but it never sucked the goldfish
No.
up. It just sucked all of its little
Oh.
trinkets up and
And I
stuff
tell
in
you
its
what,
fish tank.
I tell you what's crazy for me too is like the car chase scene.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
whole
Oh, when
and
he
like-
took over the gas pedal and
No, just
Dad
the
took over
just
the
no, just
steering.
the entire scene, just the entire scene itself. Like it's full of so many holes. Just the
Well, when it
things
cr-
you can do, but like
There's like near the end when he grabs that when he takes that guy's Jeep Cherokee.
Oh, yeah.
And then he backs up, grabs his dad hat, number one dad. Pull.
Since when did a Jeep Cherokee have the sunroof like that? I didn't think they had.
I think it's
that.
like
XJ.
old, like,
The
like the old, like
XJs
the
did.
'80s ones,
Yeah.
didn't they? But when
Yep.
when he crashes that Jeep, or the Jeep or the car, you can clearly see in the background that the front windshield goes right into whatever he crashes into,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and they would have been killed.
Yeah, they're
or
done
injured.
for.
Injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You would, my thing is during the chase scene, right whenever
Hey, Tamara.
the bad guy, the bow tie killer,
Yeah.
he like jumps off that ledge.
Mhm.
Well,
The suitcase comes flying out of the
well,
back
no,
with the chick in
they're
it.
falling behind him. Wouldn't
Yeah.
they jumped off the ledge too? Wouldn't
Yes.
they been right there?
you would think so.
Yeah.
Well, it cuts. When it immediately cuts from like them being in like the Bay Area to like just basically being back on the road.
Yeah, it does.
Mhm.
It does.
It does.
Well, Flo wouldn't have made it in any
No.
kind of,
No.
I'd forgotten. Flo gets it pretty bad, actually.
She does. She gets it handed to her, man.
And it's what she gets. She wakes up and, or not wakes up, but she unzips the bag and like a hog or something?
Yeah.
Is it a hog's
Yep.
butt is in her face?
Yep.
And-
And then she just zipped it right back up.
Because they say the hogs had bad stomach issues lately
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. See, I thought what he was hearing was just her screaming or something.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the people in the cab thought that she was just, well, them hogs are making weird noises.
You know, she was able to get it open in the back of that truck. Why couldn't she get it open?
Exactly,
Beforehand.
dude. How did she open that from the
Well, how
inside
did
in
he
the
even
first
really
place?
fit her inside? I mean,
Yeah,
it's a big
I know,
suitcase,
really.
yes, but
Not
he
that
stuffs her
big.
down to the
Yeah.
back.
Just stuffs her in the back, stuffs her in the trunk, and says bye bye. And then she just ends up luckily getting thrown out. She probably she could have got a way worse ending than what she did.
Yeah, true. Very
But
true.
At least she was able to zip the suitcase back up.
But she did get what she deserved.
Yeah.
I thought she did.
The hogs could have had her dealt with in a couple minutes.
So what did you all think about these characters? Did you have a favorite character of these?
I definitely like the dad
Uh,
a little bit.
Ben Jr.,
I
little
do
Ben?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seemed to be the only one that really did care in it all.
Yeah.
And he didn't
Yeah.
seem to be about just himself.
No,
you
he was
know.
always about the kid. Everything he did was about the kid from the point he adopted him. Even before that, he was all about, his kid, whether it was going to be born by
Hey,
her
Amber.
or whatever.
Yeah. I think so too. What was your all's least favorite? Did you have a least favorite character?
I mean, of course, it would be Ben's wife.
I think
mean-
Ben's wife was bad. I also thought Big Ben was mean. And
Yeah, he was.
And the nun that had that mole on her head.
Oh, the one that laughed at him whenever he finally got taken
Yeah,
out of there. It
yeah.
showed her laughing and everybody else.
Yeah,
too, but
I didn't like the nun, and that's the same one that goes. I mean, there was a couple times in this movie where I actually laughed out loud.
Yeah.
Like it had it
me
had
too,
some funny
bro.
moments in it. What about favorite or least favorite scenes?
My favorite scene was whenever they wrecked at the end and she got thrown into the hog pen.
Okay. What about
That
you,
would be
David?
my
Did you have
favorite.
one?
I just really enjoyed it all. I think I could have picked a favorite.
I'm with you on that. Now I thought about it
I just
again.
really didn't like the chase scene because it was just too full of holes.
Okay,
That would be my least favorite scene.
too
I'd
chopped
have
up.
to say,
too
yeah.
chopped up.
They could have eliminated a lot of that.
Right.
They didn't need all of it.
It's not even that. It's just none of it made sense. All the stuff that was happening just didn't make sense.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about the camping scene? That was one of my favorite scenes. Going back
Oh,
and thinking
yeah.
about it again, because you've got, the kids at the campfire. Now, does Junior start anything to get them mad, or does he, or nothing, or do they?
They just started kind of being mean to him, and then
Then he pees in the fire, right?
Yeah. So a bear comes out to attack him, and it's a real bear.
Or
at
doesn't he
first.
lure it in with steak? Or
Yeah,
something?
he did. He lured it in with the steak on a stick.
But before that, the other
Grandpa
the other kid's dad says he's going to dress up like
as a bear. Yeah.
and scare the kids. So
Yeah.
little Ben thinks this bear that comes is the other guy dressed as a bear.
And it's not.
So he doesn't act scared at all.
Yeah.
And the contrast is funny because you can see one of the scenes is a
Oh
real
yeah,
bear.
real bear. And then the next one you can clearly
He's just
see
standing
is
up like yeah. But little Ben thinks it's vice versa,
Yeah.
and then ends up hitting the man, not the bear, with like pots and pans or something.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, he
like
did.
in the face, in the
Yep.
back of the head. While
him
Junior's up in the
everywhere.
chair, up in the tree laughing.
thinks it's a joke.
Yeah.
He don't realize it, man.
No, not at all. I'm trying to think if there's.
Ben hit that one bear, the fake bear in the head, and like just knocks him out cold, man.
Yeah.
And
And this is a movie, whereas, when you go into it, you will see after a little while that if you get hit or hurt in this movie, it's not real life hurt. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Just like with the and another funny line I thought was near the end. You've got the bow tie killer. They trade. Well, you think it's money. The bow tie killer thinks it's money. Healy throws him the money. Junior starts to run. He grabs Junior back, and then he's like, "You don't want to go with him. You want to go with me."
Yeah.
And then he pulls out the gun and shoots him, and then you think that little Healy gets shot in the heart, but he really gets shot in the prune.
Yep.
And
think he's done for.
Yeah, it's that little.
It's that little prune from the beginning of the movie, man.
And I think that touched him too when he was going through all those pictures that Junior had drawn. After the last photo or picture that he drew, he has that little prune that he gave him.
Yep.
So that was a nice little. He really does.
Yeah, that was
care.
a good touch to that movie. It really was.
Yeah,
man.
I thought so
They
too.
did a good job with that.
Now, what did you think about some of the music or the score to this movie?
I don't really remember a whole lot of the music from it, man, honestly. Very nothing I recognize.
It's definitely one of those transitional era type music. Like it sounded like all 80s music.
Right.
Which I mean, it sort of had to be because it's just 1990.
Right. Yeah. So the only songs I really remember, obviously, it's My Party.
Yeah, of
During the
course.
montage.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it felt like everything was like that transitional.
Yeah.
From the 80s to
Yeah,
90s,
the
yeah.
transition from the 80s to 90s.
They didn't really know what to play to be
Yeah.
popular.
Yeah.
like,
And they
to get
had, in the
people's
80s and
attention.
90s, they had a lot of montages, too.
Yeah,
Which, I got to be honest with you, montages are easy to make.
yeah.
Like, to film and stuff, and they're fun.
Oh,
they're
of
pretty.
course.
They're pretty fun to make. If I could just make a montage, I like making films, but montages are fun because you're just putting together, like, you
course,
find
man.
a cool song. Okay, we're going to come up with, all right, Junior's throwing the toys in the swimming pool. He's putting what, pickle juice or something in the what's that thing called? Pinata.
Yeah, the pinata, yeah.
He puts a frog. What's he put the frog somewhere? That little toad.
Oh,
What's he
yeah,
do
the
with that?
toad he caught. Where did he put that?
And then he puts,
Did that even...
he puts exploding. Is it exploding birthday candles or that in the cake?
Yeah,
Is that what
yeah,
it
he
is?
did do that, but what did he do with that frog,
It
man?
seems like he did. Did he make somebody kiss it?
No, he put it in Punch.
Okay.
Punch.
Okay.
That's what it
Yeah.
was, yeah.
And I don't even think he would have done that if those girls had said,
Hadn't-
"Oh, you can't watch the
Yeah.
magic show."
Yeah.
And said, all that
Yeah.
Well,
stuff.
that's their own fault.
Yep.
They excluded him.
Bullies.
Told him he had to stay inside, actually.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he watched from the screen door.
Yep. And that would, even though this is a comedy, that would be traumatic, I guess, for a 7-year-old.
Oh, absolutely.
You're rejected by 30 families, and then you've got
Yeah.
these little kids,
Just
saying,
being buttholes to you,
being
man.
buttholes to you. What about originality?
Oh man, I'm not too sure. I've seen a lot of movies like this. I mean, I'm sure there's movies that's got the same, plot line, I guess.
Right.
But the way that they, ended this one and started it, I would give this one a 9.
Yeah,
It's
pretty,
very original.
especially when it's taken into the fact that, like we said, this is a PG-rated movie, and he does all kinds of things that you wouldn't see in that kind of a rating
No,
today.
no, not in
I
a
mean,
PG.
he says,
He says some wordy dirts.
yeah, he says the R word, which is not used at all. I didn't even
No,
remember that.
no.
He says the D word.
Yep.
And this is the little 7-year-old kid saying it.
Yep.
He's calling people these names.
That shows you how much times have changed, man. Just since then, dude, it's crazy.
Well,
It's crazy.
Even Big Ben, you know, whenever he's talking to Little Ben, he's like, I'm gonna sell to the Japs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He said I'd sell the whole country to the Japs if I could.
Well, even another part that I forgot about
The
when
thing is, nobody says that anymore.
No,
unless
no.
they're that old.
Nope.
and why in the world, like right around that time when little Ben walks by, cuts live on the camera, he starts saying that stuff. Then he moons.
Yeah.
He moons.
Here's
him.
what I think.
And I'm like, why would you even do that? Like, if you're arguing with somebody, they're walking away, you're gonna moon them. Why would you even do that?
That has nothing to do with your argument.
No.
You just showed the whole country your Bootang, bro, for nothing.
And I did laugh at that part because I had forgotten about that. I was just like, that's ridiculous.
Make you blush, won't it, bro? Like,
Oh,
dang,
God.
I wish I had a butt that looked that good.
I had forgotten so much about that. What about the poster? There was I posted
It was
two
pretty
different ones, I
funny.
think. But did the poster? Let's see. The first one that I posted was the upside down one. The first
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay. And I think that pretty much represents the movie.
It does.
pretty well.
Absolutely.
You know. And would you or would you not recommend
Oh, dude.
Problem Child?
Yes, sir. I would recommend it, man. Unless your kids don't like cuss words.
Yeah. Or I guess if your kids are
Very
like
impressionable.
yes.
Yeah.
Because you don't want
Yep.
you don't want to your kid. Oh yeah, they always imitate other kids
Yep.
and then they do this.
Yeah, you definitely don't want your kid acting like him.
Because how many bad things does Junior do?
5,304,000, I think,
He-
if I'm counting right.
I mean, even some of them are on purpose, like when he's a baby and pees in that lady's face. But another thing, they carry him in that basket. He's pretty
His
big.
legs are hanging over the basket, bro. He's like 3 years old
Yeah,
at that
I mean, he's
point.
got to
He
be
can walk.
Yes, he's got to be big. But yeah, I would recommend this too. What about you, David?
Yeah, I definitely recommend it.
Okay.
I give it a good score, so it was a good movie.
Yeah, I thought so too. I think if you go in with this movie, like you can know about it like I did, not really know about it like you all, and enjoy it the same.
Yeah.
And I think it's even probably more enjoyable that you all didn't know anything about it.
I think it was too, man. It
'Cause
made for a good show, I believe.
Yeah, I
It
wasn't.
really
I
did.
didn't realize that you all had thought it was like a more serious
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of movie,
At
Yeah,
first.
I thought there was
yeah.
gonna be parts where he was gonna be like
like really
speaking-
doing really
speaking
devilish stuff.
tongue, getting his head
Yeah.
turning and stuff.
So you thought it was like going down like the Exorcist type of way.
Exactly.
Oh, that
dude,
is-
that's the way that dude. If you don't watch the trailer or nothing, you don't have any hints from it.
All you see is a little
You should
kid
expect
sitting in a
it.
chair holding his
Yeah.
pants upside down by their ankle.
That is hilarious.
What kid can do that?
Oh, that is
It's
hilarious.
fun.
I never would have thought that when. So the first time you all saw the posters when I tagged you all in it today.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought that kid was
Yep.
demon spawn.
Oh, that's hilarious. I would have never guessed that. So yeah, what do we want to do next week, guys? Do you have anything in mind? Did you
got
have
anything,
anything
David?
in
I
mind?
did actually, yes.
I have no idea, buddy.
Yes.
You mentioned Rugrats a few weeks ago,
Rugrats.
I did, but
but we don't have to do that. We can always.
Let's do one more.
we'll do like a cartoon month where we do some like cartoon.
Okay.
movies.
Yeah, that would
We'll
be
do
cool.
Rugrats and
That was
We
one of the
covered all kinds of that.
biggest
SpongeBob,
episodes we had. The
Family Guy.
Transformers one.
Oh yeah,
That got
really?
over 1,000
Wow.
just on Facebook alone.
Oh,
See.
oh, that makes me scared, dude. I didn't know a whole lot about it, man. Dude, you want somebody to talk about the Transformers? Get my stepdad on here, man. I don't know if he'd do a radio
Yeah.
show or not. That guy knows, dude. I was talking to him about it after we did the show. I was like, "How do you know this much about the Transformers?" And he
funny-
was like, "Bro, this was my cartoon."
I
growing
went into
up."
like the $1.25 store like the next day after we did that episode, and I was just walking through the aisles, and I happened to just be looking around, and I see all these little miniature Transformers
Oh
that they
yeah,
have.
little tiny ones.
Yeah, Starscream.
Yeah. Don't try to
Soundwave.
transform them; they'll break as soon as you try to.
Will they even transform at all?
They do, but when you go to clip them in, dude, the first time you clip them in, they might transform the first time, but when you go to untransform
won't.
them, transform them back into their original form, they
Now, what
they
I want,
break.
here's what we might do in the new year, and we might not do this on the radio. We'll record it, obviously. I'll buy us, or we'll find some Transformers, and we'll try to transform the Transformers live on
You
air.
challenging me?
Because I've not transformed a Transformer in like 20 years. Yeah, probably 20 years.
I tried to not long ago, bro. The
You
ones
said it
they
was
got at
difficult, didn't you?
Walmart. Man, it's crazy how they expect kids to transform these things. They're harder than the original ones, man.
Yeah, literally, it's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Which they're starting to come out with the ones where you just push a button and they transform.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's cool.
So,
Okay.
I've
What
been
did you have in
looking at
mind?
them.
right here it's called
Chronic.
Chronicle.
It's a
Okay,
very
I've seen
good
it.
movie.
2012?
Yeah.
I've seen it one time.
It's got Michael B. Jordan,
Mhm.
Alex Russell, and Dane DeHaan in it.
Okay, so next week we're going to be diving into the movie Chronicle. And is that the one?
That's a good poster.
That's the one about the
where
they're getting invaded?
telekinetic
Mhm.
powers.
Okay.
They end
I've
up-
seen it one time.
It's like
Yep.
the three teams get telekinetic powers.
Okay, Chronicle. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
And,
it's like kind of like a. Some of it's first person point of view, ain't
It
it?
is, isn't
It's an
it?
action
Yeah.
thriller. Yeah. What it is Dane DeHaan's character is carrying around a camera.
And it's all from that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
all from-
I
yeah.
forgot. Yeah, I remember that. I
Yeah,
remember
it's,
that.
It's a good.
Okay.
It's a good movie. It's just a bunch of teenagers just running around on top of buildings and
Three-
stuff, basically,
Three-
like
no,
at the
no,
beginning.
I mean,
Because they're having like a party or something. Like
Yeah.
is it New Year's Eve or something?
yeah, they're at a party, and Andrew, or Dane DeHaan's character Andrew, ends up getting rejected by a girl and goes outside. So Michael B. Jordan's character goes check on him, and like he's like, oh well, Matt found this thing, which is Alex Russell's character Matt. He's like, oh, he found this thing. Come check it out. Record it. And they go and check that thing out. And next thing they know, they wake up back outside of it with the telekinetic powers.
Yeah. Okay. I remember
Lucky.
that. I remember that. So Chronicle next Friday night, and it's going to be that will be probably the last show of the year. I think it'll be the last show of the year, won't it? Yeah. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
we
okay,
have.
So check it. I want to actually go ahead and make a suggestion for a movie to bring it in the new year, like after once New Year's back, when we do our first show for the new year.
Yeah.
It's called Project Almanac.
Okay. I've heard of it and never watched it.
Time travel movie.
Okay. So Project Almanac. Okay.
Yeah.
We will get into that. So
Another thriller.
Okay.
Yeah.
What-
They're both good. Both really good movies.
Well, everyone, thank you for tuning in. We're gonna do an episode of the Other People's Show, and
Yes,
please
sir.
go to all the social media. That's the Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. The Other People's Show, and we will be back in just a moment.